Welcome, welcome, beautiful collective. Welcome, beautiful world. Back to our mini course about 5D living now. Not in 5 years, not in 10 years, but Vishnupriya, Aristo, and myself, Sabrina Lindner, the founders of NuWave Leadership, are here to inspire you to start living a 5D life right now. And in today's video, we are covering a super interesting topic that Vishnupriya and myself were just discussing in detail because we are so passionate about it. And that is the concept of true freedom. So what 5D really means, we are always looking for a deeper meaning in everything as human beings, or for a goal that we can kind of aspire to reach. And if there's a goal in 5D living, then it would actually be to experience true freedom now in this present moment, not just in the future. So I hand it over to Vishnupriya to give us a little bit more detail on what that means for you.
Yes, and this is going to be very interesting shift. This is one of the major shifts that has happened in me, I would say, because I guess even in some of the previous videos, I explained that I always had this huge dreams and big visions, so-called visionary person, who I remember even maybe like 10 years back, there was a conversation somewhere where I said that I know exactly what I want and how my life would be for the next 50 years. So that was the type of person that I was, that there needs to be a dream for everybody. There needs to be a vision for you. And you need to achieve that vision. That's how you prove your worth. That's how you show your success. And that is the purpose of life. So for me, that was the person that I was, always having goals and dreams and kind of running behind it. Versus after I received all the COO's answer, it totally shifted into, true success. Maybe it actually means having true freedom in this present moment, not tomorrow, not 10 days from now, but now, if I can truly live with absolute freedom, that sense of freedom, right? That with that sense of contentment and satisfaction, all of that mixed together. There's no one particular, let's say, the English word that can, the closest that we found was the word freedom. So I hope all of you can kind of resonate with, the energy that we are speaking about when we speak of freedom. So it looks like, just even prior to recording this video, me and Sabrina was having this conversation that all the outer world, the wellness industry, so to speak, usually teaches about, creating goals and achieving that. And also each of us having that vision of this is how my ideal life looks like. And I have to achieve that kind of a, mindset, which usually keeps us in kind of a treadmill mode that we are running after something that we are trying to get, so to speak, like a rat race. But all of a sudden, it's like the true freedom, the true essence of that is like just stopping the treadmill, getting out of that rat race to find or to achieve your success. It's like, yeah, I have to pay off my debt. I have to get my, children settled down. I have to get this done and that done. Then I would feel satisfaction. Then I would be content with my life. Rather than that approach, which is a normal 3D life, the 5D life is like right now, at this present moment, I feel absolute contentment and satisfaction and that kind of freedom. And this usually comes going back to the previous video when we are living in the present moment. Rather than thinking about the future and thinking that this is where I have to achieve, which is the 3D life, when you start living in the present moment, asking yourself, okay, at this current moment, this present moment, what if, interesting question coming up is, what if I'm no more tomorrow, right? What if I'm just completing my life tomorrow and there is no tomorrow? At this present moment, what is it that I can do that truly excites me, that I truly love to do? And when we are truly functioning from that space without having any plans for the future, with no dreams or desires, so to speak, that's when I feel we can truly feel that freedom which is already there. It's not that we have to create our freedom. That sense of freedom, that essence is already there in this current moment, in this present moment. It's just that we have to feel it, we have to experience it from within. Over to you, Sabrina.
Yes, I absolutely love how you just brought up the concept of, if my life ends just tomorrow or even in a few hours from now, what would I be doing? How would I want to be feeling? Because that is really the question that brings up the truth about this whole experience. We can never know what the future brings. Of course, we can make 100 plans, but what it really keeps us away from is to experience life as this energetic, beautiful flow that it truly is. And if you have watched the previous videos, you will now be able to see that, oh, I'm just a flow of energy. The universe, the world around me, my reality is actually just different flows of energy, different expressions. And what that means is that the more we are in the flow on a daily basis, which we touched already in the last video about being present in the moment, that will really give us freedom, because we are all looking for ease, joy, love, abundance, maybe even other things in life. But these are just, again, labels that raise our expectations that something particular, something specific should be happening. And only then can we accept that, oh, yeah, now I have ease in my life. Now I have joy in my life. Now love is suddenly there, or abundance. But actually, everything that we experience is not really brought to us from the outside. It is all about our energetic flow. And if we can say, like, oh, all I want to do is just experience this life, all I want to do is just to feel it, the in the most intense and magical way, so to speak, that's when we can be present and really have this fast flowing energy. When even if a dramatic life event comes up, or if something happens that we kind of feel heavy about, we can just embrace that moment. We can just accept it and say, like, okay, that's part of my experience, and then the flow goes on and something will shift and change. Something else is going to happen if we just embrace this idea of the flow. And for me, that whole image of everything is just a flow already creates the idea of freedom. So I would wish for you watching this video to really tune into that and let go of all those words and labels that represent your expectations about your life, and just see, like, okay, what does true freedom really mean for me in this moment? So over to you, Vishnupriya. Is there anything that you would like to add?
Yes. So again, coming back to the present moment and then tuning into how can I start feeling that true freedom at this moment, as well as what what usually stops us from feeling the freedom is our expectations of our life. And I have seen this a lot of people as they speak. There are so many expectations, but they are not aware of it, right? So, just asking that question, what would make me feel true freedom at this moment? Or what is stopping me from feeling the true freedom in this present moment? When you ask the stopping question, you will see yourself answering something like, if I had that car that I always wanted, which is just not allowing me to, drive to where I want to, or just if I had closed all this debt, for example, or if I just had this one good relationship, or it could be a love relationship, or it could be, this one boss that I have is my only issue. If at all this boss isn't here, isn't there in my company, I would have, sensed and felt true freedom. So there could be like thousands of things popping up in your world when you ask that question, what is actually stopping me from feeling that true freedom in this present moment, which is already present? Right? The freedom element is already present, but what is it that is stopping me from feeling it? As soon as you ask that question, you will be presented with hundreds of your expectations of your life. And this also goes in another direction of emotions. And this is also something we will touch base in the upcoming videos, which is whatever type of emotions show up in every moment. Because again, there is a expectation for us that my ideal life is where I'm just feeling happiness and joy at all moments, right? Which means that I have to let go of all other so called negative emotions. But according to a 5D life, all those negative emotions are going to come up. That's how humans are designed. It's just that I don't have an expectation that I have to be happy all the moment, every moment. Instead, it's like all these emotions are going to come and go and come and go and come and go. All that I need to do is just be aware of it, that I'm angry at this present moment. And if it feels like I have to shout it out loud, just allowing myself to do that as well and letting it flow, not really holding on to it. This is where I give a baby example, right? A baby, for example, cries very often for food, or it could be for something else, or it could be some kind of discomfort. Let's call it sadness, for example, but they are not holding on to it. They are not like, oh, yesterday I was sad and I was crying for milk, for example. They are not, since they are living in the present moment, they would even have forgotten if they had cried yesterday for their milk. So they let their emotions freely flow, right? So until we teach them that, oh, it's wrong to be angry, it's wrong to cry, it's wrong to da 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 da, that's when they start programming within themselves. Then they kind of start judging themselves when they are angry, when they are crying, on and on. So, coming back to the topic here, even those negative emotions are absolutely accepted in a 5D life. And you're simply letting those negative emotions flow through you as well. So, if your answer to what is stopping me from having freedom is, oh, I'm always feeling this irritation, or I'm always feeling frustrated with my life, the emotions can also be an answer to that question, which then means that I have an expectation that I have to be happy all the time, which is not the case in a 5D life. You can have all sorts of emotions running through you, but even with those emotions, if you can let them flow freely, there is freedom behind all those negative emotions as well, right? So this is why we have chosen the word freedom, because nothing else comes close to that, where truly anything can happen in life and it just simply flows through you. You can still have that freedom, by default. All right. I hope this video inspires you. We will go more deeper into some of those aspects in the upcoming videos. We're going to see you in the next video. I hope you're enjoying it. Bye bye.
Thank you.